Welcome to Epic Greek Myths, where ancient legends reveal their deepest truths. If you're drawn to stories of gods, fate, and the unseen forces that shape existence, you're in the right place. Today we explore one of the most powerful and most unsettling forces in all of Greek mythology. Not a god of thunder, not a ruler of the seas, but something far more absolute. The fates, the ones who decide, the ones who measure, the ones who end. In the world of Greek mythology, the gods rule over many things. Zeus commands the sky, Poseidon governs the oceans, and Hades presides over the underworld. But even the gods themselves are not truly in control, because above them all, or perhaps beneath everything, there exists a force that cannot be challenged, a force that determines the beginning, the course, and the end of every life. This force takes form in three ancient beings: Clotho, Lachesis, and Atropos. Together they are known as the Moirai, the Fates. And once they decide your destiny, not even Zeus can change it. The Fates are not like the other gods. They do not argue, they do not wage war, and they do not seek worship or attention. They simply exist, silent, patient, unmoving. They are often depicted as three women seated together, working with thread. But this is no ordinary thread. It is the thread of life itself. Clotho, the youngest, spins the thread. She is the beginning, the moment of birth, the instant a life comes into existence. Lachesis, the middle sister, measures the thread. She determines the length of your life, your path, your fate. Every joy, every hardship, every turning point you will ever face. Nothing is random. Nothing is accidental. All is measured. And then there is Atropos, the eldest, the inevitable. She holds the shears, and when the time comes, she cuts the thread, ending your life without hesitation and without appeal. Together, the fates represent something deeper than simple destiny. They represent inevitability, the idea that no matter how powerful you are, no matter how clever, strong, or divine, there are limits you cannot escape. Even Zeus, the king of the gods, is said to respect their authority. In some myths, he is bound by their decisions. In others, he works alongside them, but never above them. This raises a profound question. If even the gods are subject to fate, what does that mean for us? Are our lives truly our own, or are we simply following a path already written? But where did the fates come from? Even in Greek mythology, their origins are uncertain. In some traditions, they are said to be the daughters of Nyx, the primordial goddess of night, a being so ancient and fundamental that even Zeus feared her. If this is true, then the fates are older than the Olympian gods themselves, older than order, older than law. They are not creations of the gods, but part of the fabric of existence itself. In other versions, however, they are described as daughters of Zeus and Themis, the goddess of divine order and justice. This presents a completely different idea. Not chaos, but structure. Not darkness, but balance. And this contradiction is important because it reflects something deeper about fate. Is it something ancient and unknowable, or something structured and precise? The Greeks never gave a single answer, and perhaps that is the point. Fate is both mysterious and exact, unseen yet perfectly measured. In Greek mythology, fate is not something you can outrun. In fact, the more you try to escape it, the closer you move toward it. One of the most famous examples of this is the story of Atropos. A prophecy foretold that he would kill his father and marry his mother. In fear, he was abandoned as a child. Later, when he learns of the prophecy, he runs from it, trying to avoid his fate. But in doing so, he unknowingly fulfills it. Every step he takes to escape destiny only leads him deeper into it. This is the power of the fates. They do not force you, and they do not control your every move, but they define the boundaries within which your life unfolds. You still make choices, you still act freely, but the outcome is already known. There is, however, one rare story where even the fates seem to bend. Not break, but bend. In the myth of King Admetus, Apollo, the god of prophecy, forms a close bond with a mortal king. When Admetus is destined to die, Apollo does something unexpected. He approaches the fates themselves. Instead of trying to defy them, he negotiates. Through cunning, and in some versions by intoxicating them, Apollo convinces the fates to allow a condition. Admetus may live, but only if someone else willingly takes his place in death. This is extraordinary because it suggests that fate, while fixed, may operate within rules. It may allow conditions, substitutions, and rare exceptions. But even here, the cost remains. Someone must die. The thread must still be cut. Fate is not undone, only redirected. The Greeks did not see fate as cruel, nor as kind. It simply was, an unchanging structure of reality, something to be understood but never defied. And yet, despite their power, the fates remain distant figures. They do not interfere, they do not punish, and they do not reward. They observe, they decide, and they move on. Their presence is quiet, but absolute. They are there at the beginning, at moments of decision, and most importantly at the end. And in between, your life unfolds along the thread they have woven. There is also a lesser-known idea that connects the fates to something even greater, the structure of the universe itself. In certain philosophical traditions influenced by Greek thought, the fates are linked to the concept of cosmic harmony, a kind of universal order that governs all existence. Just as their threads determine individual lives, this greater pattern determines the movement of everything: stars, time, and even the gods. In this view, the fates are not merely controllers of human destiny, but expressions of a deeper cosmic design. They are the quiet force ensuring that everything unfolds in balance, that nothing exists outside the order of the whole. This transforms their role entirely. They are no longer just figures of life and death, but keepers of the universe's hidden structure. In Roman mythology, the fates are known as the Parcae, Nona, Decima, and Morta. Though their names change, their function remains the same. They spin, they measure, and they cut. This universality suggests something deeper. The idea of fate is not unique to Greece. It appears across cultures and across time, because it reflects a fundamental human question. Do we control our lives, or are we part of something greater, something already set in motion? The symbolism of the thread is especially powerful. A thread can be strong, but it can also be fragile. It can stretch, it can twist, but once it is cut, there is no going back. Life in this sense is not a straight path. It is a line being woven in real time, shaped by both destiny and decision. The fates do not remove meaning from life. If anything, they give it weight. Because if time is limited, if the thread will one day be cut, then every moment matters. Every choice matters. Every action becomes part of the pattern being woven. And perhaps that is the deeper message of the fates. Not that life is predetermined, but that it is finite. And that within that finite space, we create meaning. We define who we are. Even if we cannot control the length of the thread, we shape what is done with it. In the end, the fates remind us of something both humbling and profound. There are forces beyond our control, limits we cannot escape, and endings we cannot avoid. But within those limits, there is still life, still choice, still purpose. And maybe that is where true power lies, not in escaping fate, but in facing it. If you enjoyed this deeper exploration into the hidden forces of Greek mythology, make sure to subscribe to Epic Greek Myths for more stories that go beyond the surface. Because in mythology, nothing is ever as simple as it seems.